Okay, everybody, it's been a long week, but we are now back live here at the Games Tavern with Dirty Deeds, where the group of us get together here. We explore the world of Eberron as we play some Dungeons and Dragons. If this is your first time here joining us at the Games Tavern, we definitely want to welcome you here. Make sure you go ahead and follow us here on Twitch. It's free. It helps support the show, the cast, the crew, everybody who does all that hard work in the background, the show, the cast, the crew that you don't get to see online. Also remember, not only can you catch us every Wednesday now, you can also catch us on YouTube about 48 hours or so later when we upload the episodes. So if you need to go back, if you've missed any of us previously, now that we are on a new day, we may have some new people out there. You can go back and check all the previous stuff to see what kind of got our group here into the situations that they're currently in. I'm definitely excited to go ahead and get started with this next chapter in the story of the Fallen Star Company. But before we go ahead and dig into this, we got a few announcements for everybody real quick.
To start with, remember that if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you also get a free Prime Gaming subscription. Prime Gaming subscribers support everyone on the show and get access to our sub-only emotes and the subscriber-only channel on our Discord. And we love hanging out there and chatting with people, so please join us. Please click that subscribe button. It helps us all keep making this show possible.
And another way to help is cheering on your favorite character. It's an awesome way to show your support and, keep us alive when our DM tries to kill us mercilessly. So tonight, if you cheer 500 bits, you will award inspiration to a random player. But if you cheer 1,000 bits, you get to pick which character gets inspiration. So if a particularly charming fighter catches your attention, some bits might go a long way towards making sure I'm not unconscious all the time.
That's enough talking about House Saris. I mean, he's everyone's favorite fighter. But we're also working with Shard Tabletop. Their virtual tabletop is amazing. We're actually looking at integrating it hopefully next month. It's going to be very nice. It makes 5e easier to run both in person and virtually. Together, you can... With this announcement, though, you can share in some of the amazement as well, because you can go to Shard Tabletop with the link in chat and use the promo code TGTShard20 to save 20% on all subs. Just saying.
Yeah, no, definitely go check it out. We've been working with it a little bit here, trying to get things squared away so that we can actually try to show it online and run all of our future shows using that tabletop, it's amazing. I like it. All right, everybody, you about ready to get started?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I could bring a few llamas out. We'll have a good time.
Llamas? What kind of llamas?
The trauma llamas.
The whole herd of them.
Yep. Yeah, a whole pack of undead trauma llamas ready to go for you. No?
That's no bueno.
Okay, well, so for those of you who have not been with us before, our crew here have, after the day of mourning that destroyed the country of Seer within Corvair, have been living in New Seer, a city developed for refugees to help house them. Our crew has assisted with the refugees for the last couple of years, and just recently, the city has come under attack. First, there was some manticores. There was a little bit of, misguided stuff with the prince who runs the city. Some manticores were attacking. They were sent out on missions that were from somebody other than the prince himself. But a cult known as the Cult of Mordain had recently attacked the city, and our brave adventurers here had gone through and defeated the leader of those, putting an end to the attack. And we come back to our group who have been debating what needs to be done for Seer going forward, as different factions within the shadows fight for the control over the city. Our crew stands out in front of a large gathering of the citizens of New Seer, getting ready to address them as to the death of the prince a way forward for the citizens. When Ro, one of our members, spotted a familiar face in the crowd as she recognized a member of the Boromar clan, the secret, not so secret criminal organization within Breland. And now that face is gone. And that's where we pick back up with everybody out in front of City Hall preparing to address the crowd.
Really briefly, can you remind me, like, I recognize them.
You saw, so as you turned around after you finished your conversation with everybody, you turned around, you looked into the crowd, and you saw a face of one of the Boromars that had chased you through the streets the day you jumped off the cliff.
Yup.
And you turned your back to the crowd as you let out a little yelp. And you told the group that you saw a member of the Boromars. What are you doing?
Bro, take deep breaths. It will be fine. Are they still out there?
I don't know. I'm looking this way.
Could you possibly lean out a little bit? Take a look.
Okay, fine. I turn around real quick. Do I see them?
Give me an investigation check.
Sure thing, boss. 19 plus nothing.
Stuff.
I'm dumb. 19.
You do not see them.
And I whip back around. Gone. Not there. Gone. Could be anywhere. It's like a spider.
Okay. Calm down, though. If they are, is it possible you are mistaken?
No.
Okay.
I don't think.
All right. Everyone stay close together. We can hand. I'm nervous, but I think we will be fine. It's okay. It will be fine.
Well, what do we tell all the people?
So you do see now that this crowd is getting larger and larger. There's probably 500 or 600 of these citizens of New Seer now crowding around the front of the city hall. All of them with inquisitive looks on their faces, trying to figure out what is going on and why they've been gathered here.
Should I tell them we're going to confer and let them know in a moment? So
you all were conferring at the end, and you were about to address them as you saw that face. So there was a rather spirited debate between Halceris and Steele as to where you should proceed with this.
Go on, Halceris. Let's get this part over with.
To be honest, I think Echo should address the people.
Me?
It's not a bad idea.
I think so.
Well, I'm not very good with public speaking, so if you could, either of you could give me some notes, maybe cue cards, it'd be very helpful.
I will come around to the side of Echo, or actually to the front, look you in the eyes, and say, what these people could use right now, I think, would be some hope, and from someone not as jaded as myself. But I think if you speak from the heart, let them know it will be okay, I think it will go a long way. And I'm going to put a hand on your shoulder, which I just realized I have to go up a little bit, which is very fun. But hand on your shoulder, and I am going to cast Enhance Ability and give you I believe it is the Eagle Splendor.
Okay.
You are filled with this bravery and charisma side of you.
Let's do this. Just to confirm, what am I telling everyone? Like, I know we were debating back and forth what was the final decision, because I was up for telling the complete truth, but I also know that we're very hesitant about that. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page before I blab it out.
Just leave out the lanterns at this point.
Okay.
Let them know that it was a cult. We've apprehended the leader. It appears that Orgev was their target, and destroying New Seer was their target. So to rally and to make their bonds stronger would be the ultimate insult to this cult.
Okay. Everyone come together. Okay. Oh no, I'm so nervous. All right, I'm brave. We can do this. I can do this. All right. So I guess we'll stand at the front steps of the town hall.
Yep.
And what is the scene in front like? Everyone's...
So as you stand there, you look and you just see the crowd is getting larger and larger. More and more people seem to be coming in. And it's 500, maybe 600 people now. They're all just kind of staring expectantly at you, looking for whatever you have to tell them about everything that's been going on. So if you recall, there was over 300 individuals were killed in this attack. It was 362 people out of the 4,000 roughly living here. So there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of anguish. You see people with bruises, bandages, some people on some crutches that are all recovering, trying to find any semblance of what's going on.
Okay. Hi, everyone. As many of you might know, I'm Echo, and these are my friends, and together we're the Fallen Star Company. I know that we're all going through a difficult time right now, and I understand that this isn't the first time that this is happening. We've already suffered so much from the war and the mourning. So first and foremost, I want to give you all my condolences in the many lost lives that we've encountered in the past few days. Know that those that passed, they did not die in vain. And we're trying to figure out what we can do to bring justice to the fact that they're no longer with us. And I just look at everyone and be like, is it good so far? So what we figured out is that our fearless leader, Prince Orgev, was also one of those that passed, and everything happened because of the cult of Mordain. They really wanted to tear us down and tear us apart, but what they failed to realize is that this isn't the first time we've endured loss. And if anything, it only brings us closer together because we're not alone in it. So if there's anything to take away from all that we've gone through, it's that to maintain hope and come together and give each other all the good memories that you've shared with those that you've lost, and hope that it sparks some peace for those that may have lost their loved ones. And know that we're going to do everything we can to bring down the cult of Mordain so that they know that we weren't to be trifled with, and that New Seer will rise up again to be even stronger than before.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, God.
With advantage.
Oh, I'm so scared.
During this whole time, can I be surveying the crowd? I'm looking for anyone who looks suspicious in the crowd, like who's trying to not be seen. But Like when she mentions the Boromars are out there, I'm looking for anybody.
Okay.
I'd like to do the same.
Okay.
All right. So it's a 16.
So with the 16, okay. So as you're giving the speech, and especially once you mention that Prince Orgev is among the deceased, you see a lot of the crowd just start bursting into tears. But the general feeling that you get from the crowd is that their spirits are kind of lifted, that the words you said kind of did touch them a little bit, and they're feeling, while they still feel the loss, the hope that the things will get better and that somebody is looking out for them it's going to help them going forward. And you see that on a lot of their faces. Halceris and Taryn, go ahead, give me insight checks, please. I mean, pulling insight on the crowd, but yeah.
That's a 16 on the die, which makes it 23.
Woo.
Okay.
I got a 16.
With this, okay, so 16 and 23. You guys do not see anybody in the crowd that's looking shady or suspicious at all.
All right. Ro is just under a lot of stress and is just mildly cracked. It's fine.
Did you say that out loud?
What? No. What's going on? Echo did a great job.
So from the crowd, you do hear a voice, you don't know from whom exactly, shout out, "Who's gonna lead us now?"
I was so nervous that they were gonna ask that.
The Q&A portion.
If you could all just line up and ask your questions gently.
And then you start hearing that question get echoed throughout the crowd.
So I look to Halceris because I know that we had said something about Agatha, but I don't know if that's still the case. So
if we knew where Agatha was.
Yeah. So
I will put a hand on Echo's shoulder and addressing the crowd, I will say, Orgev was the last of the family of royal blood to pass. The line is no longer standing. Nusir has an opportunity now to choose its own leader who will have its best interest in heart. It will be the responsibility and duty of each member of this place to voice their choices and choose amongst yourselves who will lead you.
And so you hear us murmuring starting to go throughout the crowd as people are just whispering to each other, talking to each other. And it seems almost like a confusion where some people are patting somebody on the shoulder, trying to push them forward.
And while this is happening, I turn to Halceris and just ask him, so no one, not everyone, the crowd can't hear this, but what if they chose multiple people so there was no imbalance in power? It could just be kind of like a council that contributed to running this place. Maybe like a council of elders who have been here the longest or know the most about New Seer.
So, I having my hand on your shoulder, I will, if you're like turned to me, I'm going to turn you to face out.
Oh, say that? Okay. If we can't come to choose one person, I think that's totally okay. Perhaps if you all have multiple people in mind, we can bring those people together as a council of New Seer or some sorts. People who know what it is that the town needs most and can prioritize, as well as provide whatever help and resources they can to the people of this wonderful town. If you all have people in mind, feel free to say it.
So as you say that, you see the large figure of Celia, the blacksmith, looking a little worse for wear. She's got some scratches across her face. Her arms are cut up a little bit. She slowly lumbers up towards you.
Me?
To all of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's mainly looking at you though, because you're the one. Just,
Hi, Celia.
hey, Echo. So, I like where your head is at in this. I'll tell you what. Do you all want to put together this council?
I mean, we could certainly help, but I think that you as the town know who have helped you in the past, or who really contributes to the running of this town. And so if you want to present people and maybe we could help organize the council as a whole, that would be okay. But I think everyone here working together would be a better option.
Well, nobody here is going to accept the rule of anyone from one of the houses. We all know this. However, I have talked with the members of the other houses, and we have agreed that we will assist with the establishment of a council of New Seer. Our recommendation is that we choose, or not us, but we let the city choose 9 individuals, one to represent each of the sovereign, to guide New Seer in their way forward.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Sounds like you got a plan.
Yes, well, I'm from Seer originally. All of us are. This is our family now. We don't know what happened to the rest of our family that was there on that awful day. Your speech, it moved me. And we're going to make sure that this place is well taken care of.
I guess I'm in a similar boat in my own way. So I'm glad I was able to help you out however I can. Once again, I'm really sorry to everyone for their horrible losses.
But she reaches her big muscular arm out and grabs you by the shoulder and just pulls you in and gives you a big old hug. You're doing good.
Thank
You all going to be staying?
I think looking into what has caused all this is going to lead us away from the town that we love. But hopefully not for too long.
That's understandable. Just know you all always will have a home here. So what's next for you lot? She kind of looks at each one of you one by one.
Is there still just a giant crowd behind her?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you do, at this point, you do see the other members of the dragon-marked houses that were there are going through the crowd, kind of gathering pockets of people and explaining the plan to them. So the crowd is still there, but they're all kind of in small little pockets now, getting a briefing of sorts from these individuals to let everybody know what's going on.
The breakout workshops.
Yeah, pretty much. But this way you're not yelling to a crowd of 500 or 600 people. They're hitting the small groups, trying to establish, getting people to step forward who are willing to maybe give up the life of a farmer to help manage the city.
Sure. I believe that is something that we all need to discuss. What comes next?
Yeah. We all got a lot of decisions to make going forward. So any idea where this cult came from?
I do think that Sharn will always have some answers for us. I mean, after all, that's where you'll find the bulk of many organizations, good or bad.
There's nothing you can't find in the Mark of the Sharn.
This is true. It's been a long time since I've been there, but yeah, City of Towers, you gotta love it. It's a country unto itself.
There's nowhere like it.
This is true. So you all heading off to Sharn then?
Can I, and little the side, can I insight check our friend here? Because that seems awful curious.
Okay, go ahead, give me an insight check.
Such a curious, suspicious person.
Very. Oh no, that wasn't very nice.
It's almost as if I've caused you all to not trust anybody.
Anyone ever.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Can I also roll insight on that, because I know this person?
Ro, you can roll insight with advantage.
Yeah, you can. Good.
All those pull-ups.
I want to roll insight on roll.
So that's a 16.
Okay.
13 for me.
So from what you can tell, she's just being straightforward with you all. I mean, she's not looking away. She's looking straight at you every time she speaks. And Ro, you kind of get the sense that maybe she has been to Sharn before and she actually kind of misses it.
As everyone should.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it will require some more discussion, but it's a good possibility.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of work to do, and I think you all have earned a bit of a rest.
I sure as hell hope so.
So, yeah, why don't you all go to the Hope's Respite, grab yourself some food and drink, and get yourself some rest this evening.
DM,
yes.
Have we talked to our prisoner yet?
You have not.
So.
Nope. So you left him in the jail cell with a guard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should check on our friend.
Yes, I think the work needs to be finished.
Okay. So you all are heading towards the jail cell around the backside of the... Okay, so you go around to the backside of City Hall and you start heading down towards the basement level where they have these cells where they keep prisoners. Usually it's the drunkards who cause a bar fight or something. They'll throw them in there until they sober up or whatever. There's never really been anything until this recent stuff has come up that they needed it for anything more serious. As you go down and you approach the doorway, everything seems normal. You open the door, and as you look in, you see the one guard that was left there, laying on the ground, unconscious.
Was Biscuit not there as well?
No.
Oh, I thought Biscuit was on patrol.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Where's Biscuit?
So,
I don't have a sense of where he's at.
So he was, for some reason, he was out in the crowd.
Biscuit?
He's actually coming back towards you right now. Now that you realize he wasn't down in there.
I go to check the.
I'm gonna speak to him. You're supposed to be watching our prisoner here.
You kind of get the sense back that he's pretty sure he saw the prisoner walk out and leave into the crowd. But as you all look into the cell that you had placed the cult leader, you see him laying on the ground with a large cut across his neck, blood poured all down his chest.
These damn change.
And you see a piece of paper just kind of tucked in between his chest and his arm.
Wow. I go and grab the paper.
Hold on. Can I do a quick look around? Because I don't trust anything at all right now. So can I do just a investigation check, and then I'll throw a cantrip at that guy too, just to make sure it's a corpse.
Okay, well, are you doing it inside the cell, or are you doing it while you're outside the cell still?
Outside the cell, I will cast the Sacred Flame at the corpse.
Okay, your spell goes off, and you see the radiant light just flare up on there.
Okay. And I don't... this all seems very...
So give me an investigation check real quick.
I think, meanwhile, Taryn and I have both reached for it and are kind of doing that, like where you slap their hand away, but you haven't grabbed it either.
So you guys haven't gone into the cell yet. So he's kind of up against the back wall of the cell.
We're stuck.
So we basically both try and go into the door together, and
we're stuck in the door.
Re-stooge it. It's a dirty 20.
So the dirty 20, you're not seeing any sign of the cage being open. The cage is actually still locked. And you're not seeing any sign of a weapon or anything within the cell itself either. You just see, and it looks like the blood has stopped pouring down.
I wake up the guard, actually, since I'm stuck, since we haven't gone yet. I go to wake up the guard.
Okay. He actually wakes up having been knocked unconscious by something.
John, what happened?
What the? As he looks over and sees the body. I don't know. I turned around. I heard him start to say something, and the next thing I knew, something hit the back of my head, and I hit the wall, and now you're waking me up.
Insight check.
Give me insight.
Trust anybody ever again. 16.
So 16, he's trying to clear his head. Like, he's completely confused what's going on right now. I mean, he's acting like somebody who maybe just got a concussion and is just now coming awake.
I will get close to him and do the whole EMT style, checking for concussion. So, yep, opening up, looking at pupils.
Yep.
How many fingers am I holding? Keep changing them.
12.
Yeah, I mean, it's close.
Points were made. He added them all together.
Better at math than we are.
Yeah.
So did House Harris do a cantrip on the body?
On the yes. And it did not flinch at all. No reaction.
All right. Open the cell.
Okay. Yeah, you get the keys from the guard, you open it up, and you go in, and you just see the body laying there. And the piece of paper kind of tucked into its side.
It's not food.
I grab the paper.
Ro also reaches for the paper.
Why are you here?
Why are you
side by side the
Let's
whole
just
time?
share whatever we find.
Okay, so you all grab the piece of paper. I need you to go ahead and go to document 1 for me, please.
I hand the paper to Alceris.
I'm pretty sure Pickering and Halceris took it.
And as you look at this piece of paper. All you see written on it, along with splotches of blood and written in blood, you see the words, "See you all again soon."
Woo! Well, that's a love letter if I've ever seen one.
Oh,
Well, that's not kosher. And I wipe my hands.
So, Halceris, something you did notice with that investigation too, the body has blood on his fingertip, as if he had used his own blood to write this note out.
Or someone used his hand and his blood.
Or that.
The handwriting is pretty crisp for someone who used his finger.
I mean, it's not unheard of.
That's a skill right there.
So
Proficient in calligraphy.
Or in finger painting.
All good things. Johnny, go and see yourself to the healer's hut. Get the full checkout from them. Leave the room.
He goes and kind of stumbling a little bit till he kind of gets his balance back and makes his way out of the cell area.
He didn't look too good.
I'm sure he will be fine. I'm going to look at everyone and then I have to steal. Can you put Biscuit outside the door and then shut the door?
Yeah, Biscuit. Just set him outside.
I'm going to look at all of you and then what? There is a way that perhaps we can still get some answers, though not nearly as many as I would have hoped. But it's not the prettiest sight, and not always the most pleasant to be around. Taryn, will you sit him up for me?
Yeah.
And can I do a check on him, like medicine or something, to see, is this him? Is this actually him? Like he had the tattoo of the scorpion on his head.
Yeah. So you don't actually need to roll. This is him. This is the
Okay.
same one that you all fought inside of City Hall.
Sure thing. Biscuit. Thank you.
I told you to stay outside.
Please.
He's
Guys,
upset.
don't leave me out.
I want to be a part of this.
But yeah, so I will sit him up, and then I will look at him, and I will take off my holy symbol and kind of wave it in the air, and then I will touch it to his forehead, and I am going to cast Speak with Dead.
Okay.
When Halceris casts the spell, you see like my shadow that's on me. It flares up a little bit.
Okay. So as you finish the incantation of your spell, you feel the energy of the divine magic leave forth through your symbol into the body of this individual, and nothing happens.
What?
So
I
is
look
he
at
not
Halceris.
dead?
He looks pretty dead. Did anyone check for a pulse?
There is. I know.
I'm scared. I'm gonna hide behind Ro. This is really weird.
Ro like puts two fingers out and like checks pulse like this.
You feel anything?
I don't know. Do I feel anything?
No.
No, he dead.
You just
Is he
feel
cold?
blood, and it's just, yeah. Because so the cut goes from almost towards the back all the way around.
Sure.
I
Why
quickly
is it
wipe it
so-
on Taryn.
I'm not standing. Why would you? I'm not even next to you.
She walks over. She does it.
Tries to I swat her hand away. No,
Okay, so who do you think wrote this note?
him. He wrote it. He wrote it.
I
But
think
nice.
It's a neat
Halceris.
trick, but really
Halceris,
weird.
go ahead, give me a religion check.
I think I have an idea of what has happened. But yeah, I will go ahead and roll anyways.
While that's happening, can I look for the whatever was used to cut? No.
Yeah, go ahead, give me an investigation check.
Is it the? I didn't say it. It's fine. So that is a 16 total.
So with a 16 on religion, you do know that that spell requires the individual to still have their soul unbound. If this did not take in the way the magic came out, you felt it should have, that meant that his soul was not reachable for one reason or another.
I got a 14 on my investigation.
Okay, with a 14, you look through the hay, you look through everything, and you do not find any kind of weapon here. You do not find anything within any of the cells that could have caused that slash.
Oh.
I will turn to the others and say, kind of sit down. There is only one reason why this would not work is because the soul is not there to be communed with. So I have a scary theory and a less scary theory, but it is possible that whatever gave 3 here his power claimed his soul as part of it. But it is also possible that Biscuit was not wrong, and 3 may have left here, though not in the same chassis as he arrived.
So anyone could be 3 now?
I do not know, Echo.
Or 3 could be anyone, I guess.
Oh, didn't we already have this problem with Lyra? We don't know who Lyra really is. Now we have to figure out 3.
We don't know who anyone really is.
Inside check on roll.
Get on my
For the
face.
record, I am Echo.
Eck. Oh.
Oh.
So
Echo.
Halceris and Steele, both of you go ahead and give me Arcana checks, please.
Can I give myself guidance? I'm trying to puzzle this. Okay.
No.
I'm just curious.
No.
No.
12 for Arcana.
Okay.
Let's see.
Why am I stressed?
That Rose stress, your stress, Rose stress is just
Insight check
doubled
on
up.
the stress.
My stress has stress.
Stress squared.
compounded.
23 on Arcana.
Okay. So Halceris, you don't really recall much, but Steele, you do recall that there are certain arcane abilities or arcane spells that can be cast by very powerful wielders to either take a soul and impart it into another vessel, or to have a way of preserving one's soul within another body, perhaps.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, it
Oh, well.
certainly ain't good.
So, yeah, I guess it wouldn't have mattered if we killed him dead or not. Well, whatever.
We'll find out next time.
When we kill him, dead.
Dead, of course.
I mean, yeah.
What if he does it again?
Now we kill him
We
again.
keep killing him until he stays like it.
Stays like it.
I do not think that
What if they weren't
No.
actually siblings? That's my thought. They're numbered,
I-
so
mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. Okay,
Homunculi?
so
Something similar.
yeah.
I do not think we will find any more answers down here.
No, I think our best bet at finding answers right now is probably at the bottom of a cup. So I'm gonna hit the tavern.
Points are made, and I follow Steel.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Cup sounds nice.
I go with where the crew goes.
I will be right behind you. And, just a moment, I'm going to let them leave, and I'm going to inform the guards of what has happened, but I'm going to lay the body in a respite. We'll put our hands
Or I'll
crossed.
stay back because I was like, we should probably bury the body. I'll stay with Osiris.
Oh, we don't need to bury it, but
I'll just, whatever. I'll stay with you. I wanted to thank you as well, so I'll stay.
the other thing that they will do is not as pleasant, but since it's already half done, I'm going to take my short sword. I'm going to remove the rest of his head.
I'm just going to hold my neck while this happens.
Okay. Yep, you do that.
And yeah, I look at Echo, like wipe it off on his clothes, say, the chance that it was all some ploy is lessened now that the head is removed. So, covering bases.
Totally get that.
All right.
Are we just going to leave it here? Do you want to? Okay.
Yep, we will leave it. I will actually, as a form of disgrace, the body is laid in proper internment, but I turned the head upside down.
God.
Okay.
So he's laying on his back, but his face is in the dirt.
Okay.
Oof. Makes me so uncomfortable.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, then do you two go and join everybody else at the Hope's Respite?
I think so.
Yeah. And while we're walking, I'll just tell him and say, thank you for believing in me when talking to everyone today. Especially when you mentioned hope. I guess that's our word now.
I think that it may sound strange, but I used to be a younger person.
You mean you're not young now? Okay.
Flat. That charisma is still inside. Yeah. Okay. Very good. But I think that I have been around for long enough. I think what happens next in this country, in this world, is the decision of people like you. People who are not as fractured. People who are not as worn by the years in certain ways.
That's nice, but I feel like that's a lot of weight on shoulders of people like those like me, because I don't feel prepared for any of that. Just kind of go with the flow.
I know it is a heavy burden to bear the weight of the future. I would help as much as I can and never feel like you need to do it alone. But I, for one, feel very confident if it is in the hands of people like you and Ro.
Turn
I
my
think
twitches.
you're older. You're not there, and I look at Echo.
I know.
Taryn is older than I am.
He says he's like Rose being talked about. Twitch.
Eye twitches. Why wasn't I mentioned?
Oh,
eye
shivers.
twitches?
I'm sure I can, for one, speak on behalf of Ro and say that we would do our best not to let people like you and Steele and those that we look up to down.
Old people. I'm not there. I'm not there.
I say I'm people we look up to, but like you're shorter than we look up to.
I used to be taller. The ravages of age. Oh no!
I shrunk.
But, so I will, put the hand on your shoulder again and give a squeeze and make my way. Let us get the drink.
Okay, so you all get to the Hope's Respite. You walk in and the place is trashed. There's only maybe 3 tables that are still standing. And you just see some of the people who work there are trying to sweep up debris. A couple of them are trying to mop up a few blood spots. And they see you.
Oh, sorry.
Also, they see you come walking in and they just kind of all stop and look at you.
Do you have an extra broom?
No. You've done enough. Take a seat. Take a seat. Just sit down. We're gonna bring you all some food and some drinks.
I'm not the kind of person that can just say, I just like a broom or a rag or.
Karen sits down.
Steele, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted.
I'm gonna say, just bring us some meat and some ale and whatever you got around, and don't worry about it, and just kind of send him off to the back, and then I'm gonna start picking up chairs and I'm gonna start casting mending on just about everything I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't have mending, so I'm just gonna pick things up.
Yeah,
right, and like make like a trash pile.
Okay, so you all do that, and well, they kind of run off into the back. They come back out with some meat, some bread, some cheeses, 5 ales. They put them all around the table for you. So thank you all so much for what you've done. Thank you.
Just we could all use a few more rounds, I think. So
we'll keep it coming.
And there may still be some more people coming in who need lunch and whatnot. Just we'll take care of them. I'm gonna just put 50 gold on the table and hand it over.
Thank you. We'll make sure everybody's taken care of.
Let me know if you need more.
And so you go on and you start enjoying your meal, drinking your ale, and every time you want another one, they just come and bring you out another one. Echo, this is actually kind of the first time where you actually have your own cup.
I'm looking at everyone to be like, it's okay. I don't know.
I'd slide it closer.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Darren, leave her alone.
I just do, yeah.
I'll like slowly sip it. I'm like,
okay.
How does it taste?
I mean, it's not
It's
bad.
just ale.
It's ale. It's ale. Yeah, I mean, it's a little watered down because that's how they make it last a little longer. But
I'll still cough every now and then. Be like,
so for the next few 2-3 hours, I mean, you all can just kind of spend the time just unwinding, just after everything that's gone on the last couple days. The wariness in your bodies really start to sink in as to what's been going on.
So while we're doing this, I'm quickly going to ask and just say, do we want to talk about what we're going to do next, or do we want to save that for tomorrow? I'm okay with either way. I just wanted to.
I think having a plan. I think we should have a plan before we hit the hay.
Well, I think too, or just hearing what anyone is thinking. If there is, we can make decisions probably when we haven't had so many. But I'll take another poll. If anyone has pressing places that they want to go or think we should, speak freely. But I will, before I say it, can I look around real quick? Is anyone dropping any eaves?
So when you first started out, it was really just you all in there, plus the 2 people that were cleaning up. But over an hour, 2 hours, some people started trickling in, and everybody coming up and thanking you, and just people you can see really down. But some of the ones that have fared a little bit better than others are coming here just to kind of do the same thing you're doing. Just get a drink, maybe some food, and unwind. Everybody pays attention to you because they all look at you as the people who saved the city. But nobody really seems to be paying that close attention to what you're discussing.
Okay.
I'm definitely just sitting there, like, cup in both hands, like, I really miss home.
Well,
Been
There's
a long few years away from it.
Sharn is home.
Sharn is home.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know if Sharn wants me back, but
Sometimes it's Sean.
I like Sharn. I want Sharn back.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for the smell. Kind of
It
got.
doesn't always.
But that's what
I
makes
mean-
Sean Sean.
I've gotten used to fresh air. Again.
Fresh air is overrated. The smell of the city, there's so many, it's dynamic. It's a dynamic odor.
It's
That
not
is a
true.
very
Yeah.
nice way to describe that.
It's dynamic.
A dynamic odor.
Odor.
I will say
Fun word. Odor.
Really quick.
Y'all notice
How much has
Echo's
Echo
kind
had?
of a little.
How much mugs has Echo had?
I think I was
I
just
would
trying
say-
to keep up with everyone.
I would say-
Oh
person.
no, 3? Oh wow.
So while Echo is a tall, kind of wiry build, Echo's never really drank before. So
Point of order. Tyrion
Rose
has-
smaller and
Mole.
lean,
yeah,
but
Tyrion has been pushing them towards it. He's responsible for at least 2 of them.
Mhm.
After her saying that, I will call over the bartender and be like, water. And
fire water.
Water.
dad stare.
Odor.
I mean, funny enough, though, the higher you go in Sharn, the less it smells so much like Sharn. But
The higher
How
How
you
do you
go,
go higher in Sharn?
people don't like everyone. The higher you go, people sometimes want to kill other people. The higher you go.
I don't know if
Turn
that's
perks up.
specific to Sharn, though. That applies everywhere, doesn't it?
I mean,
Even in the sky.
the highest ranking person here just died, so maybe a little too soon there, Ro.
I meant higher up.
all right.
I know.
I thought you were talking
I
about
get it.
mountains, but are there mountains in Sharn?
Um,
I've
No,
only been there the
there-
one time when I met you all.
so
There's,
y'all you do remember that Sharn is just a city of
Sharn.
massive towers,
been to
and there's
Sharn,
just
yes.
different levels within the towers. that
Yeah, but
are
I
in the
don't.
different
I'm like, I
districts.
wonder if there's actually mountains like around it.
Yeah,
I lean forward, and I look around. You guys still think they're still looking for us, Sean?
I think they're looking for us everywhere.
Can't be everywhere.
I
But
mean,
It was
I
not-
want to tell everyone, here we are.
I
No.
mean,
Are we
why not?
sneaking? Sorry, Steele, I keep cutting you off. Did you want to say
No.
something?
It's fine. You just keep drinking there.
You know, after a
As-
while, this
as-
stuff
as-
doesn't
as I
taste that
slide.
bad.
As I slide another.
Oh,
I will do the dad swap and do their beer for my water.
I don't notice the difference.
at this
That's like
point
a-
you do not.
I slide another one to Ro. Slide one to Houseers.
I was like just looking into the end of the empty cup, just like, empty.
Like cartoon style. The full one just slides in and pushes the empty one out of the way.
Oh.
Turn to the bartender and I do this. I don't say anything. I just turn to him and just do this.
When he does that, I turn to him. I just high five him.
I
I'm
look at
confused.
Steel, and I look at Steel just like parent to parent style, just like we are going to have to make sure no one throws up on themselves tonight. This is
Yeah, I'll hold some hair. It's
just
I
that
have
understanding note.
braids. They're braids. Gotta hold braids.
Okay, then. Besides Sean, though, Sean is not a bad idea. There is plenty of places to do research, and anything that is anything makes its way through Sean eventually.
Well, where do you want to go?
Great question.
Saris?
Yeah. Seconded.
I'm like trying to focus. Like failing.
It is not such a matter to me as where. It's New Seer I love, but its resources are limited. And my ability to do things is limited here as well. To go
What
to a
sort
large
of things?
To research, to learn. I am unable to do any more extensive looking into Mordain or the things we saw out in the Mornlands or anything while here. So going to it. That seems like the wrong tone to have with the Mornlands.
Echo, where do you want to
go? We were there, right?
You're not allowed to go to the
ran
Mornlands
into it,
anymore.
trying to hug the gray mist.
Headlong into death air.
I'm
Death air with zombie dinosaur.
Echo,
come
you
on.
want to go back?
Speaking of zombies, Steel, do you still have that? Do you still have the unicorn horn?
Last I remember, we tucked it away. Did we leave that with? Did we leave that with Agatha?
So you didn't leave it with her.
We showed it to her, and then she gave me the dirty book.
That's the one. That's right.
The what?
Yeah.
I saw it.
I haven't really read it, but I saw some stuff. They weren't me.
It should be tucked away in the workshop back at the barracks.
Okay.
I looked at Ro and said, "You should probably get that book away."
I think everyone deserves to learn.
No,
anything
they
want to learn.
Clawfoots in them. That's why she gave it to me.
Never mind.
So, as you all are having this conversation, Halceris, you feel somebody tugging at you from behind.
Not so much out of trying to be scary, but I think the scenario so far, I turn around a little too quick. And
okay.
When I see it, you just say, "Flutter."
So,
whoa.
As you all do that, you all see a small gnome standing there, kind of jumps real quick at looking at you. And with a shaking hand, Halceris, he reaches out to you with a folded up piece of paper. Important message for you, sir.
What?
Ro tries to pull out her whip, but like misses, so she's just kind of like
tangled. Where it fell.
What's your name?
Okay, so Halceris, this is one that you can share with everybody if you want to, but you do not have to.
Oh,
So
I'm
it'll be
going to
document 2.
Okay. No one else look.
Oh man.
Okay.
As everybody goes to it. No.
Yeah.
I didn't go to it, but I want to really
I
bad.
do too, but I won't. It's right there, but I won't.
Nobody
So I'm a good
viceroy.
person.
So while Halceris sits there and opens this up, what are the rest of y'all doing?
I'm gonna lean towards Echo. So I love Sharn, right? But I think that if I go back, there's a chance they'll find me. And I don't. I'm gonna reach out and take some of her water and just.
Is it wrong for me to say that I love the Mournland?
Yes.
It's a little bit bad when you say that around other people than us, because lots of people have lost people because of it. So I think
it's not. I wish it wasn't called the Mournland. It's just the area just calls to me, and there's a little hum that I feel when I'm near it. I don't know if the hum's good or bad, but I just,
Inside check on Echo.
Okay.
you are one day you're gonna cry wolf. It's gonna be a real insight check, and no one's gonna listen to you.
I think he was doing an actual insight check.
I know.
No, I wasn't. Most of them on roll are real inside checks, but
Oh, okay. I guess we're not good enough for your insight checks then.
no. You're wistfully inebriated, so it's not warranted.
I think that it's okay to feel that way, but I think we should probably examine the root of those feelings. It's a little.
Did
She froze.
Oh, she froze. Oh no.
Did she freeze for real or did like?
No, she froze for real.
Actually passed out.
Well, her audio's working because we heard Biscuit.
While they have that conversation,
Oh, there we go.
Can I pull out Saris, see if I can tell how he's feeling at the moment, because he looks a bit concerned. Hey, you all right? Just kind of pull you off to the side, away from the gaggle over here.
I'm confused, but this letter does not exactly find me in the best spirit.
What?
I think I will.
What's it say? I mean, if you want to share, I'm not gonna pry, but.
Perhaps after another drink. I think I will need it. And I'm going to step over to the...
Perhaps we should get something stronger then.
Fire Pete. Stronger than this?
I'm going to walk with Steel to the bar and leave the kids at the table. And perhaps we can, and do perhaps something much stronger.
Wow, okay. Are you okay?
Tavern is older than I am.
Is Stout here? Is he behind the bar?
No, so he is still out trying to work the whole thing with trying to establish the council.
All right. I'll just go up to whoever's behind the bar.
Yeah.
Give me one of those, that bottle there. And I'm gonna.
They reach over and grab a fire whiskey.
I'll have your top shelf liquor. We only have one shelf.
Right. And I just put another couple gold down and take the bottle and pour us both a drink.
Okay.
What?
I want to put both my arms around Tyrion and Ro and just start swaying side to side. I'm so glad I met you all.
Me too. Hey, Taryn,
What?
where do you want to go?
Doesn't matter. I have no one to see, and I have nothing to do.
Nobody has no one. Nobody has nothing.
You have us.
I see you all. I don't need to go and see you all.
Oh, all right. But you don't got any, you know, you keep asking me why I'm shady. What's up?
You want to know why I'm shady?
Yes.
And you see the shadows swirl a little bit. That's why.
Like that.
That's not an explanation. That's just you continuing to be shady.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move over to Halceris and Steel now. As entertaining as you trio are.
More pressing matters.
Perhaps we should say to old ghosts and have a drink.
Yeah, old ghosts and new haunts, I guess. And cheers to it. So I will, sitting there, I will put the letter down on the table and slide it to you.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna go read
So-
that then.
Yep. So you now see the letter that Halceris received, and it is a letter to him from the director of the 12, talking about recent events that have been coming to light that they are struggling with, and they are recalling everybody who used to work at the 12 back to help deal with the situation, and that they do not wish to divulge it in the letter because of the secrecy of it. But it also goes on to mention an individual named Talion who was sent out on a mission and has not returned, and they're unable to reach him or his group that he was with. And they're asking for Halceris to bring you all with him back to the 12.
Oh. So where is this 12 exactly?
It is likely that you know of the 12 as well.
Yeah.
Out of character. It is.
Right. So the 12 is located in a citadel that floats above the city of Korth in Cornath, up north of the Moorlands.
It is it's far north from here. It is a long way away. They would not ask this if it was not pressing. It is very curious to me.
Is that something you want to do, though? I mean, it's been a while.
It is not something that I wish to do, but Talion, the man in this letter, is one of the closest things I have to family. He is a dear old friend of mine. I'll have in my chest pocket, I will pull out the letter that I have. I won't show it to Steele, but I have recently sent correspondence to him because he is the only person that I trust finding out these things that we have seen to do any research, especially off the books. He's the only one I trust. For him to go missing, It is strange, but I do not wish to force anyone to come with me on this.
I don't think there's really a question of force on this one. We need to follow any leads we can get, and if this is your guy, I say we go find out what happened and see if we can track down any more leads. Might not be where Ro wants to be, but I have a feeling Ro's problems will still be there when we get there.
Hopefully, I think I'll look over at the table, and I imagine someone's probably standing on top of the table. Like, it's probably something.
No,
like,
you just see Bus swaying side to side.
Swaying side to side.
They're all holding hands, just going back and forth.
Yeah.
And they're Echo and Ro pestering Tavern.
So
Just say, come on. Just tell us, come on.
I think perhaps this, I would make this request to a more sober audience. But it means a lot that you would say that, and I will pour another round for us and say, what about you, Steele?
I lost most of my connections a long time ago. Still have some ghosts, but nothing I want to see anytime soon.
There's nowhere you wish to visit? No old acquaintances? Anything like that?
Nothing of value, no.
Fair enough. I will not press the issue. And I will,
It's not a matter of pressing, I guess. I just don't have that many long-term friends. Most of my contacts were shady to start with, and shaky ground for friendship. So, I had friends a long time ago, but honestly, this is the most time I've spent in one place for longer than I care to think about. So, as for my past, I don't know. The way things have been going, I'm sure that it's going to come back to haunt me like everybody else, but I guess I'm not in any rush to run after it.
unfortunately, the way things are, I fear that our pasts are all speeding to catch up to us. And I will lift one more glass, one more shot. Like you said, the old ghosts.
Ghosts.
And with that drink, the rest of your night goes by as you continue to indulge yourselves. You all make your way back to the bunkhouse for the evening and lay yourselves down. And
Scorpion check.
You all check for scorpions. There's no scorpions in the beds. There's no notes left for you or nothing. As you all stumble in, you all
before we go to bed, can I do one thing?
Okay, one last thing.
One last thing. All right. Now it's more pressure, but so I guess we're walking back, stumbling in. So to Ro and Tyrion,
Bro is very much shorter than the both of us.
I'm in the middle, like.
He's hanging by our shoulders, and we're just walking.
So I'll just be like, you both already know this, but and I'll like pull out the two necklaces that I had made. And Steel actually made them for me a long time ago, finally. And just give them to both of them and be like, I love you both. And I don't know where I would be in my training as a better fighter and a better version of me without having both of you there by my side. So
probably in the mornings.
Don't ruin the moment. And I just like this is from me, and part of it. I mean, the necklace part was made by Steel, but I hope you like it. If not, don't tell me to my face. I just like walking.
You look at Tavern.
Hey, we like it. We like it.
Okay, I got one too. Like now we're matching.
You look at me, and for the first time ever, you see this tiniest glimmer of vulnerability in my eye. But I accept the gift.
Insight roll on Tavern. No.
Do you really?
I was so tempted. I kind of see Taryn like feel a feeling, I guess. And I look at him and I'm like, you don't have anyone out there?
Everyone has someone, but there's no one for me to go searching for. Thank you.
Searching for you?
Got it. Well, maybe. We were almost killed by those scorpions, so probably. Other than that, no one's searching for this fella here. And I raise the necklace and a little top hat nod. Thank you. And I turn, the smallest flourish.
Okay.
And I walk away.
It's slightly inebriated, so it's like a flourish.
Yeah.
A little tilt to the side.
Oh man.
So with that, you all arrive back, very heavily stumbling through the door. You all crash down into your bunks for the evening. And seeing how you all did level up last episode, I think you all know what's about to come next.
Good night sleep.
As you fall asleep, Taryn, you find yourself now standing in a similar situation. You're looking out over New Seer, except it's a complete ruin with the sky shadowy and just shadows everywhere.
Looking out over, like I'm on a mountain.
No, so you're right in front of City Hall.
Okay.
Yep, right in front of City Hall. And as you're looking around, you see a fairly tall figure standing about 20 feet away from you, just cloaked in shadows. And we're going to get back to this as soon as we come back from our break. So
the scene.
So we hit about an hour and a half in. So we're going to go ahead, take a quick little 5-minute break, go get some fresh water, stretch our legs a little bit, try to get ourselves focused for this next portion of our story. But before we go ahead, take that break, we do have a few announcements for everybody really quick.
Remember how when we were younger, we used to run around and play make-believe with our friends and freak out about our D&D sessions and do all the fun stuff? And then we started streaming here and we were like, oh, hey, guess what? Big news. Dirty Deeds is leaving Mondays and we're moving to Wednesdays. and we said bye and didn't see each other for a really long time, like 10 days. Can we just talk about that? I realized that was kind of abrupt. I just kind of got up and wasn't able to promote the Games Tavern Patreon. That was really challenging, by the way. But great, because I got to use my mind and tell you how it's the best way to support the cast and crew of the show. I mean, we started out the show at level 1 on Mondays, and now we're at level 5, and now it's Wednesday, and some of it has been kind of hard, but we couldn't have done all of that without your cheers and support. And now I get to announce to y'all that the Games Tavern Patreon is working on some brand new content that will be dropping in the very near future, and that's super cool. Latest updates include early access to the interviews from the Games Tavern Happy Hour, miniatures paint plans from That Minis Paint Show, and battle maps and plugin encounters in your games. I guess I just wanted to say that after all these days, I never forgot to tell you, just go to patreon.com/thegamestavern. Never forgot to tell you ever. Thanks for listening. And you look great, by the way. Whatever it is you're doing, I hope it's checking out our Patreon because it's working.
And you should write that down in your handy dandy notebook.
Yeah. Every week it gets better and better.
Oh, God. Well, thank you for the quick touch of trauma before we get into more trauma. Also, remember, if you cheer 500 bits, we will award random inspiration like we were all inspired by that ad. To a random character, if you cheer 1,000 bits, you can pick which character gets that inspiration.
Yep. And yeah, we'll be back here shortly to go see what's out in this shadowy realm. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you soon. All right, everybody, welcome back. We've all got a chance to get up and stretch our legs. Been a great show so far. Definitely good to see these guys get a little bit of downtime to relax and kind of drink off a little bit of the stress they've been going through for the last few sessions. But of course, in this campaign, whenever our characters level up, they seem to have certain visions and dreams that come to them. Not always the greatest of dreams either. We do tend to have a little bit of trauma come along with this. I don't know. What do you guys think? You ready for this next series?
I'm trying to rack my brain about if there was ever a positive one.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
We don't have good dreams.
So the first ones each had a couple good elements in it.
Sure.
And then I threw the negative one at you at the end, but
Sure.
I mean,
Sure. There was some nice bread on that turd sandwich. Like, it was nice.
Oh my god.
People died in all of my dreams.
Like, it's very nice, but also there was
I basically
part.
died in all of my dreams.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
I got a whole new scar from one of my dreams.
Yeah, so the last dreams you all went through, there was actually lasting stuff that happened after you woke up too.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Freddy is getting stronger. That's the part of the movie you love.
Gotta grab him and wake up.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get back into this. As you all had gone to sleep, Taryn, you found yourself once again standing within the ruined city of New Seer. Dark, shadowy sky, shadows just everywhere, almost as if the shadow itself is the very mist along the ground. And as you look out from the steps of the ruined city hall, you saw a tall, dark figure standing about 20 feet away from you. Looks like his back is turned, just cloaked in shadows.
How tall?
Roughly around 6 feet tall, maybe.
I walk towards it slowly but surely. Caution.
No response.
Keep walking.
Okay.
Walk a bit faster. So I
Right,
pick
you're
up the
about-
pace a little bit.
Okay, so you're about 10 feet away from it now.
Once again, caution.
No response.
I go to turn the figure around.
So as you reach your hand out, you touch the shoulder of this figure. Echo, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And Taryn, as you turn this figure around, you see Echo standing right there in front of you.
I'm taken aback. Why are you
And
here?
Echo, this is where you come in. As you lay down and sleep takes you, you find yourself currently standing in this ruined city of New Seer, the shadowy environment all around you, and you're looking at Taryn, looking completely confused.
I want to like poke him and be like, "Are you real?" Or
Well, we're in a dream, so I don't think I'm that real. How real are you?
this isn't what I normally think about. So I don't. Are you sure we're in a dream?
Look around.
As you look around, you see another shadowy figure slowly walking towards you.
How tall are they?
About 5'6". As you see the shadows around it slowly fade away, and you see Ro walking up towards you. Ro, you come into this as you fall asleep, and you see Taryn and Echo sitting amongst this ruined city in the shadowy environment.
What are you guys doing here? What am I doing here?
Where is here?
So real quick, this is the same thing I saw in my last dream, right?
Yes.
So I look around slightly frantically.
So you do not see any of the bodies or anything that you had seen last time. It's just the ruined city. Almost as if the city has aged about 1,000 years.
Carson, what games are you playing?
You see another shadow come out from behind a building. As you now see the shadows fade away from it, and you see the figure of Halceris come walking up.
Oh, we're missing a steel.
And as you say that, another shadow comes walking around, a 7-foot tall figure. As you see that fade away too, and you see steel. As now all of you are standing in the middle, right in front of this ruined city, in front of the city hall that you just saved.
Well, for a dream, this is a little realistic.
I'm still looking around.
But it has to be a dream because that's not what it looks like when we're awake.
Who's Carson?
I told you who Carson was.
Ah, you did. Right, that Carson.
So I'm looking around.
You're still drunk. I didn't dream.
Would be weird if I was.
Show yourself.
Does he do this often?
No. It's been happening a lot more recently lately.
When you say it's been happening, what's it?
We're in it. This. And I gesture to the landscape, the sky, the shadows that creep up across the floor.
Okay, what usually happens next?
I touch the scar that I got. I don't know. He shows up, starts spouting nonsense about what you all did.
Huh. Do we have our weapons on us?
You have everything on you.
All right. I'm gonna unwind my whip and hold on to it.
Okay.
Is
Biscuit
Biscuit here?
Biscuit is not there.
I'm just gonna call for him. I'm gonna call out Biscuit.
So as you call out for Biscuit, you see a shadowy figure come approaching towards you, and the shadows fall off of them, and you see Biscuit just come walking up to you.
Biscuit's dreaming too.
Oh, he's twitching.
Now I'm a bit more confused.
Well then.
Did you just summon Biscuit to the dream?
You think we can summon anyone?
Why don't you give it a try?
I can't think of anyone I'd want to summon. Mama,
I will.
Is that you?
Not getting any response.
Understanding what my own dreams have felt like, I am going to hold out my hand, shoot to the side, and try to cast a spell.
It works. What spell are you casting?
Sacred Flame.
Your sacred flame goes off.
This is peculiar.
You see me starting to get slightly a little angry now. First it was confusion, but the confusion is slowly turning into frustration that's turning into slight anger. This is not a game. Come on up. You brought us all here for a reason. Show yourself.
At that, the ground around you starts to shake violently, almost as if an earthquake is happening right below you.
Is there anything stable around us that we can grab onto?
Just the ruins of some buildings, but even those are starting to crumble. And
It's just a dream.
You all look out, and from behind the buildings, you see what looks like a large mountain just rising up over the buildings.
That's never happened before.
How far away is this?
From what you can tell, it's right outside the city.
Is it the same shape that we saw in the Moorlands?
No.
I think we should go that way.
Yeah, I think somebody wants to say hi. Maybe they've got
All
some
right.
barbecue going.
Better than nothing.
We have all of our equipment on us, right?
You do.
I'm going to hang back a little bit and let the rest of the group go ahead, but can I reach into my breast pocket and grab the artifact, I guess we can call it that?
Yep. It's not there.
I don't know what this is. Everything else, though, is there. My letters, the bronze dragon.
Yep, everything but that small spherical object that you pulled out of the center of the fallen star. And as you all are moving away from this, you're looking back and you see what almost looks like a tortoise shell in a way, but large spikes are just rising from it as this thing is just getting larger and larger until you see a giant head with two large horns sticking out of it, almost looking like a cross between a dragon and a T-Rex, but the size of a city block.
And it's coming out of the earth.
Yes.
Can I check to see if I know what this is?
Go ahead, give me either history or survival or religion.
I'll go with history.
Can the rest of us do this as well?
Yes.
That would be
and just let me when you tell me what you roll, tell me what you were rolling on.
History, I rolled my natural 20, so I can waste that
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
And, total of 23.
Okay.
12 for survival.
12 for survival. You do not recognize it.
21 for religion.
21 for religion. Okay.
What the hell is that?
6 for survival.
7 for survival.
Okay. So
On brand.
Steel. You had a natural 20 for, you said history, right?
Yep.
So looking at this thing, you remember back to some books and stuff that you had read as you were coming up about large creatures called Tarasques. However, this one seems to be 4 or 5 times larger than anyone that you had ever read about. Halceris, with your religion check, you're pretty sure this is the image of one of the original dragons, Kyber. The one who tore apart her sibling, Sybaris, who's now scattered across the sky of Eberron and who has been imprisoned by Eberron himself.
What the hell are we looking at?
Alceris, please tell me that's not who I think it is.
I think we should all proceed quietly and hide immediately.
Hide?
Is there anything to hide in? I mean, do we have any? Is there any cover? In
So
the vicinity?
you've got all the ruined buildings and stuff that you could duck into.
So I cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. So you cast Pass Without a Trace as you all go and duck into some ruins.
You see shadows sprout from me and from. You see shadows sprout from me and towards, and out from like the landscape, and surround everyone.
Okay. So you all duck in, and this creature that you see does not seem to see you, as it lets out a loud roar, louder than anything you've ever heard, And you all just feel this immense wave of power just wash over you and all of your surroundings.
Can someone tell me what the hell is that?
That, my friend, I believe that is Kyber. Kyber herself.
Like killed, like Kyber, like
Imprisoned in the center of Eberron, who killed Severus, the progenitor dragon herself.
And she's here.
She doesn't look too much in prison to me.
It's a dream. It's a dream, right? So maybe whatever's gonna happen, we can change. I don't know, or maybe we can snap our fingers and we'll wake up.
I take out my dagger.
At this point, the ground stops shaking, and everything around you is just deathly quiet.
That's not good. That's not good.
I think it's almost holding my holy symbol, and it's kind of like panicked prayer. I'm literally seeing the devil rise out of the ground, so I think it's like panicked prayer over my...
As you're doing that, your holy symbol starts to get really cold. Almost to the point where it's almost starting to burn you. It's so cold.
Release it. And, I do not think that the gods will help us today.
Then you feel the ground shake once violently.
Is it closer to us than before?
You don't know because you're currently hiding right now. But then you hear another.
Steel, you're muted.
Thank you. I had a very loud dog. Bad biscuit. I peek out and take a look.
So as you peek out, you look and you see this giant creature slowly lumbering towards you. Is not looking down towards you, or is just lumbering in your direction as it's just stomping over the ruins. And every time the foot hits, just the ground just violently shakes as this thing is standing 500 feet tall.
Well, as much of a fighter I am, and much of I love a tussle, I don't think this is a fight that we can win. So I take out my dagger and I try to cut my finger to see if the pain of that would wake me up from this dream.
Okay. It doesn't.
Well, that didn't work. Now I got a bloody finger. Awesome.
So I have a question. Are we all dreaming? Or am I dreaming this? Or are you dreaming this?
Maybe we're all dreaming the same dream.
Were we brought here?
I think there's a good chance this is more than a dream. I'm worried this might be Kyber's dream.
So like a vision, or...
And hearing that part,
Go ahead.
I don't have my holy symbol, but I'm just going to like clasp my hand over where that bead is supposed to be. I'll say, Severus. And just kind of like, if you can hear us, what is this?
So at that, you see immediately on the ground around you, the shadows just start receding away from you. And as they just proceed further and further from you, the scenery around you changes to where now, instead of being inside of a ruin, you are on a stone floor. and then it goes and seems to hit some walls that start forming out of nothing as the shadow creeps up them. And you find, after a moment, you find yourselves in a domed room with a stone floor. As you look around, you see 12 pillars inset into the walls going around the room. And as you look at the pillars, you see on each one of them a glowing rune.
Oh, this is quite the change of scenery.
I think I prefer it, gonna be honest.
I
You
will
and I both.
look around. Do these runes appear to be dragon marks?
They are. So if you could actually all go to Scene Setter 2 for me, please. So as you look around, you see each of these 12 pillars has what most of you do know because you've seen them, are the dragon marks of the different dragon marked houses going around this room in the pattern that you see right here.
So we're
and
in
every
the
single
middle.
one of them is glowing.
Sarah, can you make us any sense of this?
Well, what's there to make sense of? It's the marks. It's the dragon marks.
We'll go
I see
through.
that.
I will just kind of like walking through, seeing the different ones. I will just kind of point them out. Civis, Kenneth, and then just start going through, just pointing at each one as I see them.
So as you work your way around, you approach the dragon mark for House Cannith, the mark of making. And as upon closer inspection, you see that the glow on this one is slightly dimmer than the rest. And you also see on the pillar a large crack cutting down through the dragon mark itself.
That doesn't look good.
I do not.
Can I do some history real quick to find out if I recognize why that might be?
Sure.
Sure. Yep.
19.
Okay, so with the 19, you're looking at it, and you recall that after the day of mourning, when the event happened, the main headquarters for House Cannith was located in Seer, and it was destroyed during the mourning. And so now House Cannith is divided across Corvair as people are jockeying for control.
And I'm assuming they also lost a good number, right?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me.
So all the other dragon marks right now seem to be intact. The pillars are unblemished. Just that you notice that one has that large crack.
I looked at House Saris and I looked at House Saris and I said, Saris, do you think this could be connected to Kyber? Maybe it's a seal of some sort.
I think whatever this is part of the draconic prophecy. This is what Cerberus told us to investigate. I think this, and I'll look kind of up just at those. Is this what you wish to show us? And
You get no response.
Do you think we need to find this place?
I think that, and I will just approach Kenneth's symbol. And I think this fracture, this break, has weakened whatever is possibly holding Kyber. It is possible. So I think if the house falls, then whatever this is would fall as well. And this might be what is keeping Kyber at bay.
So the crack in it's statues, right?
Pillars.
Pillars.
Pillars,
That's the
yeah.
word I'm looking for. So the crack in the pillars represent the division of the house.
Do not know if it is the division, if it is the blow that Kenneth has received. Could also be something that was left in Seer. Something that was at the headquarters of House Kenneth. I do not know, but Kenneth being in this state seems to be the problem.
So
Do you
at
think-
this, I would say at this point, the whole room starts to violently shake again, as you see the crack in this pillar start to widen, and it extends down to the floor and starts heading towards the center of the room, and then it stops.
Step away.
Do you think this means that all the houses will fall? Or that if they fall, then Kyber's released?
There's a possibility.
I'm gonna walk over to the mark of finding and just like touch it.
It feels warm to your touch.
This someone is doing this then, right? If not Kyber, then someone working towards this goal.
I look up and I say, Mordain.
As you say that, the room around you starts to fade into shadow,
Seems our time is up.
and it just floats down to the ground as you find yourselves back in the ruined city of New Seer with the shadows all around you. The giant creature that was there before is no longer present.
Well, that tells us something.
It is still the ancient ruins of
Yeah,
New Seer.
it's still the ruins of New Seer with the shadowy mist all around you.
Does the shadowy mist resemble the Mornings?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
History?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, hot dice. Oh, gold dice. That is a 10.
So it does kind of remind you of it, but I mean it's a mist, it's a fog, but this is just made of shadow. At this point, you all look out, and coming down one of the main roads of New Seer, you see a faint blue light heading towards you.
Heads up.
I do not know if it will do any good, but I will just grab my shield. Also, I touch my symbol quickly. Is it still cold to touch?
No. So-
Be prepared. Yeah, shield up.
This light slowly works its way towards you.
Should we hide? If so, now is the time.
It's about 40 feet from you.
All right. Well,
It's better to see what it
35
Thanks.
feet.
Yeah, I think it spotted us anyways.
I spread out a little bit, so just like if it just comes in the middle of us, it doesn't like get all of us like in a group. So I kind of spread a little bit.
So as it gets to about 20 feet away from you, and you look out at this light that's moving towards you, you see surrounding it what almost looks like a mass of tendrils. All of them almost a translucent color to where you can almost see it. And they're just writhing around each other, almost like a mass of snakes, as you see this thing floating towards you. To give you a better idea of what this thing looks like, go ahead and go to creature number 1 for me.
Oh my God.
Well, that's not pretty.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, that's not.
What?
That's not attractive.
That's not cute.
It's a pretty blue, but that's about it.
So you do see the blue light kind of shining from the top portion of it. And you just see all these tendrils just wiggling around like a nest of worms or a bunch of snakes, just all intermingled with each other as it slowly floats closer to you.
And you guys didn't hide?
Seeing it closer and making it up, has I ever seen anything like this?
Give me a history check.
Dirty 20.
So with the dirty 20, you have actually read stories of the quarry. Basically dream demons.
Because I had also, in the researching with Agatha, had come across them as creatures that are able to affect the dreaming realms.
Yes. So they live within the dream realm itself, but they have been known to possess individuals who you do have read are called the inspired, which are individuals who are actually raised to host one of these entities in the mortal realm.
Did you say uninspired or inspired?
Inspired.
I keep my shield up and who goes there?
You should not be here.
Happy to leave.
We came here by mistake.
And you see the tendrils all start to shift, and it turns around and starts taking shape. And after a moment, standing before you is the image of Carson. Only his eyes are the same glowing blue as this thing.
It's just the image of Carson. It's not Carson himself.
So it looks like it's Carson himself. You just saw this thing, all the tendrils just reshaped and formed themselves into Carson.
Have you been what I've been have you been what I've been talking to this entire time?
Come find him.
Him who?
He's just looking straight at Taryn.
And I'm staring back with a burning intensity.
Oh, stop it, you two. Get a room. Come on.
He's waiting in the plains for you.
What plains?
And then he starts to shift again. You see the tendrils kind of come back, and it morphs a little bit more, and it starts to grow in size as you now see standing in front of you the giant Warforged that you all saw on the airship when you first started your adventure. And Steel, you have seen it in your dreams. Only this time, instead of the glowing red eyes, they are that same pale blue. Now it turns its attention towards you.
Now what?
Just your homeland will fall.
I knew knew that was a possibility a long time ago. Trying to creep me out.
Soon. And it a lot quicker than it did when it transformed from Carson. It starts to shift again. And then it turns into a figure that none of you recognize except for you, Ro. As you see a tall man with dark hair and a nice, almost business suit standing there. Hello, my dear. As you see the image of your uncle standing in front of you.
What do you want?
Come home. We got so much to talk about.
Oh, so you can finish the job that you started? I don't think so.
And he slowly starts to shift around again. And you see it get almost shorter this time. And starts to form into your father, Echo. As you see, the form looks all beaten and battered and just looks out at you. Help us, Echo. So much pain.
Not real, are you?
Then it shifts again, starts to get a little larger again, then forms into the form of a beautiful woman that you recognize, Halceris, as your wife, Catalina. Halceris, where are you?
I think the shield falls to the side, and
she slowly starts to walk towards you.
I fire at it.
Raises her hand out towards you.
Like push Halceris back.
She's not real. None of them are.
I shoot it.
Okay. You shoot it. You see the bolt go straight into it, right into her chest, and it just instantly transforms back into the writhing tentacles.
I think there's a moment of like seeing her and being in like shell shock, and then seeing that, and it's just, you dare to wear her face.
And with that, you see the blue light disappears, and you just see all the tendrils just fall to the ground. Probably a couple hundred of them, and they all start slithering on the ground towards you.
No. Is there like a broken pillar that I could hop onto?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just perch myself.
Yeah, I'm like backing away and like trying to like pull Halceris with me.
I'm fighting. I pull away and take 2 steps, and knowing it worked before, I'm going to grab it and say, give me my vengeance, and I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. So as you finish the incantation of your spell, go ahead, describe what comes out with your spell.
So it is, I hold my symbol in both hands, and like, as furious as I am, I feel with my thumbs, my wedding bands, and I just like roar as loud as I can, and from me it like comes out around, and it is the sovereign host is actually, aside from their normal symbols, are represented by dragons of different chromatic and metallic varieties. And so it is just a kind of like a flowing watercolor of just dragon heads of different colors and different metals just rolling through. Just as one kind of bites, another one kind of comes from its distortion, and it just roils.
Very nice. So as you all see this is your first time ever seeing this spell in action. All the tendrils that this hits just puff into a cloud of smoke. But it doesn't stop. This bubble keeps expanding and expanding until you are now all engulfed by Halceris's spell. At which point, every single one of you snaps wide awake. And you are now back in your bunks at the bunkhouse.
I look over the row. And say, well, I guess someone is looking for me.
Well, that answers one question. I'm gonna look at Halceris. Halceris?
Just looking at the ceiling. Hand, like, I think in full, like, flop sweat, because this was terrifying, and just, like, hand is on my symbol, and I feel to my chest, is the artifact with me?
Yes.
I think it's just staggered breathing. It's just...
You okay?
I will... Is everyone else... That happened?
Well,
so to speak, I guess.
Seems like it.
I will sit up in the bed and just kind of like wiping the sweat from my face and just... I think this is a much larger issue than I ever anticipated.
So,
This meaning...
I think either somebody really wanted to help us or really thought that we could be easily scared. But I think we know the end goal here. The long plan is the freedom of the imprisoned one. If somebody's goal is to do that, we at least know what's going to happen.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what's going to happen if someone doesn't do something about it?
I think we saw what happens.
Yeah, that happens.
It's on us. Is it on us to figure it out?
I'll pull out the artifact and just hold it in front of everyone in the palm of my hand.
It feels warm to your touch.
Do I look at the slit that I've seen several times?
It's not there.
Did we know he had it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know. So you know he had it. You don't know that he's looked at it before and found a reaction to it.
I think it is our responsibility to do something about this.
There's a
Guess
reason
it gives
why.
us a direction to go in.
This normally isn't in my wheelhouse, but
I don't think it's not in anyone's wheelhouse.
These aren't the jobs I'm used to. Oh. So where to next?
Coffee? Anybody?
Where's Cafe?
He's otherwise occupied at the moment.
Send him our regards.
Yeah.
I think perhaps that would be good. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to, I will dismiss myself and I'm going to go to the cleansing stone. And just, I don't know if we have like a trough of water or something, but I think head is in the water, just like pull it back, flip the hair back.
Yeah, there's a trough because there's an area for people to hitch up horses and stuff like that. So there's troughs out there. There is the cleansing stone so you can clean yourself up.
I will. Yeah, I think it is partly needing to. Yeah, I think it's like a full flop sweat, like it's all over because that was the worst. And I just kind of hold my head underwater for just like exhale, just let it all kind of almost a yell into the water.
Okay. Go ahead, give me a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Sure.
Oh, drown.
He drowns himself.
18.
Yeah, you manage not to inhale a bunch of water while you're under there.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
I've bobbed for apples before. I know how it goes.
Bobbing. Bobbing for tears.
Out of character question, is it morning now? Like how long?
The sun is starting to come up.
Yeah.
So you did not get a long rest.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
We're still low-key drunk.
No, so the
About
drunkenness
how long-
is wearing off.
About how long are we asleep?
Maybe 5 hours.
That would be enough as long as we don't overexert ourselves for a couple more hours.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us wants to exert anything right now. So
I'm just gonna sit on the floor, like against my bed, and just like scrunch up my knees, like hold my, and then like kind of put my head down.
I actually lay on the bed instead of sitting in my yoga pose for the trance. So then I say, all right, so Steel, your hometown, was it, is in danger. I have to go to the plains, which the only plains I know is the Talenta plains. Yeah. Ro, I guess that guy, I don't know who he was, but I guess he's ready for you to come back home to Sean. Echo, your parents, or your father at least.
I don't know, it's my dad.
Are probably in the moorlands.
And so you wouldn't know this was her father because
Oh yeah.
he is not a shifter.
This dude.
That other dude, that other guy, I guess, needs your help somewhere. Maybe that's what's calling you to the moorlands. And how Saris, don't know who that was, but she also needs saving.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I think Halceris has a goal in mind. And I think we should probably start there.
Like I told the other two last night. Well, except for the revelations that we've just received. I have no one to see, nowhere to go, so it's fine by me.
I'm not in any rush to go back to where I'm coming from, and I think that Halceris seems more dire. Who is she?
I'll come back in at about this point. Just wet hair, wet everything. Just, is the coffee ready?
Yeah. And I hand him a cup and I toss a splash of something a little bit stronger inside.
I will sit at the table in the
You
go ahead.
You don't have to let it all out right now. I'll make breakfast if you want to sip on that
Just
coffee for a
fine.
minute.
I do not wish to tell any of you where to go. What we have seen is deeply troubling, and I cannot imagine. I only know what we saw was a quarry. They are dream demons. They inhabit the dreaming realms. There is more about them I do not know, but I do not know who they appeared to all of you, but to me it was not settling. I will pull out the letter that I have just received and put it on the table and slide it forward if anyone wishes to see it.
Yeah.
I do not know who those people were that you saw. This is... Yesterday I received this from the 12. As far as... Like I mentioned yesterday, the ability to research and the ability to understand what is happening can only be done at places of knowledge. As much as I do not...
I was going to say, for the benefit of everybody who's watching, can you actually go ahead and read the letter, please?
Oh, sure. I will do this. It says, House Eris, you are being called back to the 12th. Recent events require the assistance of all individuals who have been a member of the 12. Details of the situation are of the utmost secrecy and will only be discussed in person. You should know that Talion was sent on the mission and has not returned. Every attempt to reach him or other members of his team have failed. If recent events from the south is true, bring your fellow members of the Fallen Star Company. Marius Albrecht, Director of the 12th. Please make haste. The situation gets worse by the day.
Well, I guess that answers the question of where we should go next.
I do not wish to force it on anyone, but...
It's already settled.
There's nothing to be forced.
It is the largest collection of knowledge, or one of the largest on the continent. It is possible we can all find answers there.
All right, so let's make preparations today and then begin our trek tomorrow.
Agreed.
Very well. This is... I know we have the hover horses now, but this is this is on the other side of the continent. This is to the far north.
So if you all would actually go to map 1, I can show you roughly where you are. So the blue diamond towards the bottom is where New Seer is. And Korth, the city that the 12 resides over, is located roughly around where that diamond is. The other diamond. So you have a few different routes that you can take. So when you're looking at this map, the red lines are the actual made roads so to speak, that the carriages typically travel along. And the yellow lines are where the lightning rail or the train system for Corvair is. Now, going up north, there is that small, well, it's not really that small. It's probably maybe 100 or so, or no, probably about 20. It's a nice wide gap where there used to be a bridge. And that bridge, since the morning, has been destroyed, partially from the war and from some of the stuff from the morning itself. So there's no real good way of getting across up there. There are roads, however, that do cut through the Mournlands. While the Mournlands themselves aren't the safest, you do know that there are patrols of the Red Cloak Battalion that do travel across those roads to help try to make it safer for people traveling. So that kind of gives you an idea of the different ways you can approach there.
Perhaps if we can book passage on a train, we can load the hover horses as well.
This is possible.
That'll at least get us closer to our destination.
Yeah. Well,
Perhaps we should speak with the Far Traveler and make some preparations before we set off.
I think that is wise course of action. Are you all okay with this, Echo, Ro?
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever everyone else wants, it's fine for me.
So as of right now, your all's plan is to head north. The closest station where you could pick up a lightning rail train would be in Starilisker, which is the city to the north of New Seer, is where the closest junction for a lightning rail would be.
Which way would we be going? Like, which route would we take?
So from there, you would actually head to the northeast, and that would kind of bring you up and almost along through Thrain, because it's going to bring you kind of close to the Mournlands, up and around.
Like up to Flamekeep, and then...
Yeah.
And then... Is there...
Pull out my
is that,
bigger map here.
I was going to say...
Yeah, so it'll... From Starlisker, it'll bring you up to Thatherond, up to Arold Tusk, up through Thrain, to Sigil Star, to Flamekeep. And that's where that line ends. And then you would have to take the road further up north to go up and then cut across above the Mournlands.
Probably the safest route. Better than trying to cut through the Mournlands
Yeah.
and catch a rail. The rail doesn't actually go through the Mournlands. It stops, right?
Yes, so the lightning rail, the magic that allows the train to hover over the rails doesn't, when the morning happened, that got destroyed. The only reason there's still kind of roads that go through is because the Red Cloak Battalion is attempting to keep them clear for travelers. Still very seldomly used, though.
All right. Let's make our preparations, and we'll set off for Starlasker.
Okay. So you're going to take the day to prepare for your travels. You go around, you make sure you've got rations, you've got food. And you go around and you say goodbye to the people of New Seer as they all see you packing up to leave. Some of them are coming by giving you rations and all sorts of knickknacks and stuff just to remember them by.
any patty wax?
No.
Oh,
No patty wax.
But they
Just
do
some
give the dog
knickknacks.
a bone.
So I'll just ask how Sarah's in between. So these creatures that we saw in our dreams, the quarries, is that what they're called? Whatever they showed us wasn't real?
That echo I cannot answer. I know frighteningly little about them. I have read of them. I'm not sure what they know, and I'll look her in the eye and say, what I saw, I pray, was not real.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought it would be real, but it looks like it's not.
Who was, if you do not mind, who was that?
It was my dad. And I'd been hoping that both my parents were alive or could be found, but the more and more I think about it, I don't think that's the case.
Well, can I put two and two together, DM? Is this why you rushed into the morning?
Yeah.
But
I don't think we're going there anytime soon, considering what happened last time. So I think I should probably just make peace for now. That they might not be here anymore.
If you take it, I'm going to hug you. Just my old man arms can. I will squeeze you tight, and this does not have to be the case. There he is.
But it's too painful to keep. I'm not losing hope, but it's too painful to keep thinking what might be, you know? And I feel like there's so much going on, so many pressing matters that I can't keep thinking about it. That's all I've been dreaming about for the past 2 years, and to finally see that it might have just not been the case. I can't keep holding on to that anymore.
I turn to I just hold onto your shoulder and say, we can look. We will look. We will make change. And I am going to go and tell the others that I think the new best course of action is to head east.
We don't have to. No, we've been through enough. I don't want to. No.
Echo.
Okay.
I'm going to just, like, as close as I can, look into your eyes and say, I know, the pain of loss and the pain of holding on to that hope, and how it can poison you. I would not wish this on anyone else. We can do this. I only wish you had mentioned it earlier. I did not know this was the case. I'm so sorry, Echo.
Oh, it's okay. I'm so sorry you've had to endure loss. Was she the one that you lost?
Yes. That was, I grabbed my holy symbol, just thumb on the back. That was my wife.
What was her name?
Her name was Catalina.
Beautiful name.
Yes. Very well. We will make preparations.
before. No, I was about to head out, and actually, I left an unmarked stone, and I was gonna write my parents' name on it, because I officially kind of thought that maybe they were just gone. Do you want to write one for her instead?
Thank you. I have buried her once already. Just kind of thinking back on everything, I pray I do not have to do it again. And
Okay.
I'll go and mention to the others. I say, I think crossing where it's in the center of all the places around Karnat is Thronehold, right in the middle. There's a little island between all the places around.
Right. Let me double check on the larger map so I can make sure I see you a little bit better here.
Yes,
No worries.
the island.
Yeah, Thronehold's a little island right there in the middle. Yep.
Yeah.
Passing to and from Thronehold, I believe in these days has been more, not treacherous, but the bureaucracy is hard to get through. I believe our best course of action is to head east.
Or take the highway past Vatharond.
We can, with the hover horses, we have not been able to take them out to the high speeds, but with them by our side and perhaps an extra hand or two to lead us, perhaps we can pass through unnoticed.
I feel like this is such a big ask of you all. It's really...
What?
I don't know what to say.
What do you need, Echo? Just tell us.
I mean, I mentioned it yesterday. There's just something about the Mournlands that keep calling me, and I want to know what's there. Maybe my parents are there. Maybe they're not. I just want to find out. But I also know it's incredibly dangerous, and I wouldn't want to risk all of you taking you all with me. It would be unfair. We've already risked so much just fighting for this city. It feels kind of selfish to ask you to come.
I think we might have some plans in place that'll make it a little easier.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the guild, and we may have to delay a little bit, but if we're cutting through the Mournlands, it'll cut a lot of time off that travel. We can go off road, and we can just go the way we started before, you know. But I think I've got a plan. What are you looking for in the Mournland?
I honestly don't know. I just want the whatever is pulling me into it. I want to figure out what that is.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's an answer to figuring out what might have happened to my parents or whoever. If I mean the Talenta Plains are also across the Mournlands, so I honestly can't tell you. I want to figure out the answer to that humming and that pull that I keep feeling.
Okay. You care trying something?
Sure. Anything.
Remember back to the day when we were attempting to cook dinner?
Mm-hmm.
And close your eyes.
Okay.
The hum, the buzz, the feeling. Did it have a voice? that you can remember?
DM, did it have a voice? I don't think it did. No, it didn't. It was just a pull. Like, it was just like an energy, right? That I was,
Yep.
you know. There's no voice. It's just this. I can't explain it. It was just this sort of energy, and it wasn't only speaking to me. It was
That's fine.
speaking to
You don't have to
to
explain
inside
it.
of me.
You don't have to explain it. Don't. That's not what we're getting at. I don't think. Think of it this way. If you think of that color, that hum, does it have a color, a taste, a texture? Does it feel like anything you've experienced before?
What color would it be?
You tell me.
Periwinkle.
No. It was an orange color, kind of keeping me alert, but also like enticing me in a way.
Like when you look into a flame.
Yeah. Sometimes when you look at fire, you know, like you can just stare at it forever. It felt like that. It felt kind of warm in a way.
So, whatever this is, I think it's safe to say that we have to find it, because that's a twofold. It's gonna something that has a sense of safety to you, but is dangerous, potentially, in the wrong hands.
So as you're having this conversation, Echo, you do remember that last you knew, your parents were living just outside of Gatherhold, which is the capital of the Talenta Plains. It's right along the northeastern shore of Lake Sear.
Okay, I relay that information to them.
Yep.
So, but the last time I saw them was back home, like near the Talenta Plains, but I haven't had a chance to see them since 2 years when the morning happened.
Okay, well then, I say we head to Gatherhold. It's not far off our path. And if you sense any more pull inside the Mornland, just give us a direction.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make preparations and hopefully find a way for us to breathe while we're in there.
I would assist with this.
Okay, so over the rest of the day, you go and you talk to the Builders Guild, and they actually have some devices for you that are called they call them breathers, but it's a device you just put in your mouth, and it allows you to breathe in the toxic fumes of the dead gray mist without it actually affecting you. But they also tell you, because a couple of them had actually ventured into Moorlands before, that once you get about a mile into the Moorlands, that mist kind of goes away. It's almost as if the mist just encases the Moorlands itself. So you'll only really need to use these for the first mile of going in and like the last mile of coming out of the Moorlands.
Like a shield, basically, or like I guess a shield around Moorlands.
Yeah, basically. It's almost like a dome kind of that's covered. Yeah. So because when you all went to the ship that you had went to before was still within
a mile.
Within that mist. But if you had went further, you would have seen that it just kind of opened up. So you're able to get those in the same day because they already had some on hand. They usually keep some available just in case they got adventurers trying to go out into the Moorlands for whatever reason. And they give them to you completely right away without even hesitating. So you're able to go ahead and get all the provisions you need together. Reluctantly, you all go and lay yourselves down that evening, hoping you don't have any more visions. What you got, Taryn?
Okay, really quick. What color? Not what color. What how exactly did the necklaces that Echo gave us look like?
Echo?
They're the manticore teeth.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
It's a single manticore tooth with a hole drilled kind of, again, through it long ways from at the widest point, and then a silver chain through the center, or through the hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it lays flat.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some. Well, okay. I don't need to. Well, okay. So this is what I want to do before I go and lay my head down to sleep. Pray the Lord, pray to Severus, my soul to keep. I go out. I go to the forest really quick, or a dark corner, and I take off the druidic focus that I have with all my with my stone and my wolf teeth, and I add 2 wolf teeth, which I'm sure is smaller than manticore teeth. Yeah, I add 4. How much did I add on? 4. I add 4.
Yeah, I think it was 4. Yeah.
So I add the 4 of them to the sides of the manticore teeth on the chain. So now I got 5 teeth.
Yep.
And I do my little ceremony. The shadows swirl around it. The teeth drain in color a little bit, so now they're like grayish. They're more ash gray.
Yep.
And I hold it up in the moonlight, and I smile slightly. I put it on, and I head back to bed. I head to bed.
Okay. So you all get a nice evening of rest. You all wake up early the next morning, grab a bite to eat. You get your hover horses ready to go, everything packed up, and you get ready to hit the open road. And that is where we're going to go ahead and pick everything up next week as our adventurers hit the road. So, yeah, a nice good ending to a chapter of New Seer. And now we're heading off towards the Mournlands again to see what awaits our brave adventurers. So, hey guys, I think that was amazing tonight. The role playing in this was phenomenal. A lot of emotion. You could hear it in the voices. You could see it on the faces. It was awesome. I loved it.
All of the emotion. All of it.
So what did you all think?
That did not go in the direction I was expecting at
No,
all.
not at all. I thought it was a whole different setup. That was you were right. We were not prepared. I was not prepared.
Oh, God.
I was not
even a little
prepared.
bit. Holy cow.
I was not ready for that.
Nope. Oh.
Wonderful session, Phil. Wonderful session.
So I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I hope everybody else enjoyed it too. Definitely come back and check us out again next week as we see what lies in store for everyone here.
On the trail we blaze.
Yeah. Now with your, I'm just going to say motorcycles because that's basically what they are, but...
Meteorites.
That's the other part of this day we spend is just people, because Ro knows how to drive one now, but it's just everyone just taking little practice laps.
I was saying, I've driven
Taryn
similar
immediately
sorts of things.
wheelies it immediately. First move, he doesn't even build up speed; he just wheelies it, or at least attempts to.
Yeah,
or at least attempts to.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to wheelie someone that's got 2 sidecars on it, but
also it doesn't have wheels.
Yeah, and there's no wheels. I mean,
you're like
does mad donuts. Just does mad donuts. And then
that you can do. You get it spinning around in a circle.
It's not even a donut anymore. You're just literally spinning like a top on your stomach.
It starts as a donut and it just works its way in and just
tornado. I invented a new move called a tornado.
Yep.
Yes.
Sounds amazing.
Con save.
We'll
definitely you vomit afterwards.
Roll a con save.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
But see, I didn't tell you to roll it, so it don't count.
That's
It
true.
does not. It
Yeah,
does not
it
count.
doesn't.
Vomits.
But no, again, great session, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. Before we go ahead and take off for the evening, though, we just got a few announcements to go over with everybody. And then we'll call it.
Yeah. To start with, don't forget that you can subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free and you won't miss any of the action. If, like, say you forgot that we moved to Wednesdays and you scheduled some important thing, you can always go back to YouTube and check it out. So subscribe, comment, leave a like, do all the things, because every little bit helps and brings new tavern goers into the game. So just stop in and say hi.
And again, we would like to also remind you that you should definitely go check out shardtabletop.com and see their virtual tabletop system. We're all super excited here to start using it on stream very, very soon. So please don't forget to visit them and use the promo code TGTShard20 to save 20% on your sub. Players are free.
All right, guys, be sure to check out our friends over on the Velkin Weave. They have returned back home, but find the intrigues of the human lands can be as dangerous as anything in the Underdark. Catch them every Tuesday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here at the Games Tavern.
And right after the Velkin Weave, we have the Mists. Watch as the Mistwalkers have left the domain of insignificance, but have paid a heavy price. What accursed land will the Mists bring them to next?
Yeah, definitely check them out over there. Some great stories going on there as well. So, middle of your week's kind of booked. You got 2 shows on Tuesday. You got us on Wednesday. There might be some new stuff coming in the future. For the rest of the week, we'll just have to wait and see. But it's definitely been a pleasure having everybody here this evening. And again, everybody, I love our games. I love our sessions. I look forward to it every week. And it was just, this week we had to spend an extra couple days without it, but we're back to a normal schedule. So we will see everybody next Wednesday. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Night, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.